Hello YouTube viewers, Mr. Math here again with Let's Play Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. It is time to go into the next dungeon. If you checked out this place before helping out Poe and getting the shriveled thing, a mysterious disembodied voice talked about being hungry. But since I have the shriveled thing, yeah. So now we're actually going in there, into the Cackle Tower. One of the gimmicks of Cackle Tower is that pieces of the ceiling fall down and try to hit you. And another thing I like to note is the background music. A great deal of the soundtrack to this game, it comes from the first game. It's remixes of stuff from the first game. And this is one of the remixes. In the Game Boy Color game, there were 2 dungeon themes. 4 dungeons and 2 themes. And this is a remix of one of those dungeon themes. And while we're talking about stuff brought in from old games, the skeletons, like the one I just destroyed, they're actually pretty dangerous foes in the second game. They're much easier to deal with in this game. See, they took a lot of hits, and they were really aggressive and tended to hit you a lot. And when you finished them off and they turned into tombstones, eventually they would rise back up from the tombstones unless you took the step of destroying the tombstone. They're much easier to deal with here because you just knock them down once and then they're gone forever. Okay, so the theme this place is going for is kind of mad science-esque, because it has a raging thunderstorm outside with cracks of lightning, and it has this wacky-looking machine down here. Yeah, something from Mimic's workshop, you might say. So, first job, try to get power to this thing. And to start that, we go this way. Ah. Okay, this is another mini-boss that was originally in the Game Boy Color game. A kind of demon succubus that has a Morning Star type weapon that it shoots down at you like that. And just like in the Spittle Maze, we're going to come across a room where we have to fight 2 of those things. So, yeah, as I mentioned before, lowest common denominator of mini-boss battles, just put in another one. Now these things. This is yet another item from the first game that wasn't in the second game but has been brought back. And you basically choose which direction to go and push the directional pad in that direction, and it fires you off that way. It didn't see much use in the first game. It was present only in a single dungeon, which is kind of a shame, because it's an interesting game mechanic. In this game, there are 2 types of those things. The green ones that you've already seen, where you control the direction you go, and red ones that shoot you in a predetermined direction and that you don't have any control over. Now that's the best way to get that pot over there. Shoot it with the pistol and pull it in with the lamp. Yeah, these skeletons are a lot easier to deal with in this game than they were in the second. And another thing about the Shantae series is that when you destroy monsters in a dungeon, they generally stay destroyed until you either leave the dungeon and come back in, or save, quit, and reload. So all of those skeletons that I have crushed are now pretty much gone forever. And if I were to continue dropping down, I would end up back at that device that I saw earlier. So I don't want to drop down, I want to go this way. Okay, this is a tall room that I have to sort of climb my way up. And by the way, did you hear the sound of the breaking block there? Yeah, heart squid. This heart squid is pretty tricky. It's very well hidden. You can see it when you go past, but there doesn't seem to be any way to get in there. And that's how you get that one. And now we're in a slightly higher area of the room. There's a doorway up there that we can't get through yet. And that red device just throws us right back into the green one. So yeah, we have to go up. And that switch over there. There's another one over here. We have to get in position to shoot them with the pistol. And once we do, the door opens and we can get through. Not very difficult. And here's a secret area with some pots. Yeah. And now we get shot back out. And now that this door is open, we can go this way. And yeah, so that's most of that room taken care of, but not quite all of it. We still have something else to do. And by the way, locked door. We need a key. The key, I think it's up, but in order to get up, we have to go through this area and pick up something over here. I picked up the map earlier, so let's check it. Yeah. Up ahead, there's a room with something important. You can tell because it has a white dot in it. And this is a plant monster. Pretty easy, as you see, but if you take too long, it starts spitting at you. Yeah, pretty basic, not difficult. So this room, we have to go up, and then we'll come back down this way. I'm leaving those lampposts for the time being. And a treasure chest with guess what? It's Risky's hat. Now we know what happened to it. Yeah. So, yeah, press the ZR button while in the air to float. And an interesting thing about the hat is when you first a couple pixels of extra elevation. It's tricky to notice, but you can actually, in a few select areas, you can use that trick to get yourself up on a slightly higher plateau. So now that we have Risky's hat and can float across gaps in that manner, we can go a bit higher and look for the key to the locked door that I showed you earlier. It's not in here, but that is one of the 3 power sources we need to hit in order to activate the device down below. And see that candle holder up above me there? That is where I have to go to get the key. Now, if I go down, I will end up in a spot where I already was, see? So it might be a bit tricky to figure out, where do I go from here? Well, simple, left. And you can go down from here to get some pots that you had to miss before. Not really worth it in my opinion, but I showed it to you anyway because, I'm giving you the full tour. Okay, now we're up pretty high, in a room that we've already been in. You can see that we're on the left side of the map there. A player with any smarts at all will want to go down to see if there's anything below. Even though you're kind of sort of supposed to go up. But yeah, you want to go down here. And I missed this bottle over here. And there's one of these red things that sends me up. And let's get this. Just because. And there we go. Oh, I missed those 2 jars over there. And those big tongue things up on the ceiling. I'm not sure why they're there. Because, that one and a couple others are in a position to actually be an obstacle. But, anyway, to get this heart squid, you go in here. This one is easy to miss. Not because you can't see it, but because, at least in my case, I keep forgetting that this is where you go in to get there. But I've played it often enough that I remember now. And we still have to go further up, but we can't quite make it. And here's that key that we've been looking for. So yeah, we can't quite get up. Yet. So that was a big mistake on my part, darn it. Because there's only one of the 3 power lights that have been lit. I missed the one behind the locked doors. I'm feeling kind of dumb now. So, I have to go back up the slow way. Ah, well. I guess it won't take too long. And at least all of the skeletons are gone. So I don't have to worry about them getting in my way. And now, by the way, that I have the hat, I can do a bit of tricky maneuvering to get up here faster. I go back up into the heart squid area, and then use the hat to maneuver myself over here. So that saves me a bit of time. And gets me in here that much faster. So now I want to fall all the way down here. Wasted a bit of time there. Uh-oh. Ah! Yeah, see, I couldn't have jumped up onto this platform, but by using that little hat trick I mentioned, I was able to get up there anyway. See, I can't jump up there normally. It's just a tad too high. But if I deploy the hat, it lifts me up that extra pixel or two that I need to make it. Okay, gotta time that jump so I don't get hit by the thing dropping skulls. And in here is a mountain of skulls and the third power device. So, now I have to go back to the machine. And the lights are on, it's ready to activate. So you do that with a hair whip. And ooh, sparkly. And it's created an air current in the middle of the room. And voila! The trick she has done. Pop. And on this screen, you can see how many keys you have. The map screen, any keys that you have are displayed in the upper right corner. You can see I don't have any, so now I gotta go get one to unlock that door over there. And here's the second mini-boss room, where I'm gonna fight two of those succubus creatures at the same time. Yeah, seriously, it's just tiring. They could have done it much more creatively. Youch. There we go. Oh well, so much of the game is really great that nothing's perfect. It's still pretty good. So now I have the key. I can go back here and unlock this door. By the way, those two spiders back there, their presence seems kind of random, but it's actually a clue. You know, this place is called Spiderweb Island for a reason. And the save room that comes before the boss. And let me see here. Yeah, what did you expect, huh? Emperor Spider, Chit Chat, Queen Royale. Okay, Super Monster Milk. It increases my hair whip strength by 10 rather than just 5.
Super Pipe Ball, Monster Milk.
So let's use them both. And to get over this, you need to jump and float. Yeah, it's a pretty fast fight when you use both of those items. One of the really nice things about this game is that the bosses do not have invincibility frames. If they're close enough for you to hit, you can damage them. You know, a lot of games get really annoying that way. They load up their bosses with invincibility frames, and it becomes basically a war of attrition while you wait for the perfect moment to strike. It can get pretty frustrating. Yeah, we better go tell Risky, but first, I think this is a good place to cut the video, so I'm going to go over here and save it. And then I will see you next time, viewers, on Let's Play Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. Later!